Hey there, welcome to my channel. My name is Buchi Emecheta. Today I'm going to be answering an original tag by BooksWithRachelEyo. She's the only person who tags me in anything, so I appreciate that. Thank you for always remembering me, Rachel. BooksWithRachelEyo is a Nigerian booktuber. She's quite amazing. She's really smart, really good with what she does, honestly. So you should check her channel out. I'm going to add a card. If I can figure it out, I'm going to add a card so you can just go straight to her channel. Or I'm going to add her link in my description. Okay? So you should check her out. She's really amazing. If you really want a good dose of African literature and really good talks, she's the one for you, right? Okay? So we go down quickly, no too much talk. Number one on the list, I'm sorry if I'm going to be looking down on my phone because I have the questions here, so I hope you get it. Number one is mention 10 Nigerian writers you know. This is quite easy. I'm going to start with my fave: Chimamanda, Ngozi, Adichie, Akwaeke Emezi, Lola Shoneyin, Leye Adenle, Chigozie Obioma, of course, Oyinkan Braithwaite, Chinua Achebe, Buchi Emecheta, Wole Soyinka, and who else? Adaobi, Uwaubani. Adaobi, Tricia, Uwaubani. Yes, I did not want to leave any out. The country is flooded with so many amazing authors or writers. So if I didn't call your name, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Number two is, who is / are your favorite Nigerian writers? This is a tough one. Really tough. But it's tough, but it's still no brainer, if that makes sense. My favorite Nigerian author is Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, Akwaeke Emezi, Chigozie Obioma. Yeah, that's it. What is your favorite fictional book by a Nigerian writer? I would say contemporary. Contemporary fiction is always a go-to for me. Yeah. Number five, what is your favorite non-fictional book by a Nigerian writer? I would say none, because I'm not really into non-fiction books. I'm not into it at all. What's your least favorite book written by a Nigerian writer? I don't have any. I'm being honest right now. I don't think I have any book that is by a Nigerian. I have a lot of books I don't like, but I don't have any book that's by a Nigerian author that I despise. No, because I try as much as possible to read what I like, honestly. Because I have this attitude whereby if I start a book, I feel this obligation to finish it. You get? Because most books I always remember them that I started this book and I have not finished this book, so I don't want to be adding to my list of guilty conscience. So I don't have any book by a Nigerian author that I don't like. When I was compiling my list, I thought I did not get any of them. So another question here is, name a fictional book or books written by a Nigerian writer with brilliant plot twist. I would say An Orchestra of Minorities. The thing about Chigozie Obioma is that he'll tell you at the beginning that something bad happened in this book. But the plot, you still get hit with the plot twist, one way or the other. And on Orchestra of Minorities, I did not see a lot of things coming that happened to the main character, Nonso the farmer. I didn't see a lot of things coming, it just hit me anyhow. Yes, at the beginning they established a fact that, okay, he's going to hurt somebody. But, you know, as you're approaching this danger or this plot twist, you already have an idea at the beginning, but you're in denial. You get? Chigozie Obioma has that effect on his readers, that even though he told you that this is going to happen to you, there's still going to be a plot twist. And I don't know if that makes sense right now, but yes, that's how amazing it is. So I'll say An Orchestra of Minorities by Chigozie Obioma for this question. Name a book / books written by a Nigerian writer that made you sad / cry. The Fisherman by Chigozie Obioma. I was so sad reading this book. Like, I was just sinking in the sadness. Another thing, like I said just now, Chigozie Obioma has that effect. He'll tell you this is what's going to happen, but he makes the readers to fall in love with the characters in a way that you now want to be in denial. Okay, so that's the effect he has on you. So I felt so sad reading this book. Then Buried Beneath the Baobab Tree by Adaobi, Tricia, Uwaubani. I was weeping like a baby when I read this book. It's so sad. It was based on interviews with the girls that were abducted by Boko Haram. The author employed fiction in telling the story, so you'd fall in love with the character. These faceless girls that kicked or riled up the Bring Back Our Girls movement, so you get to be connected to one of these girls, her journey. So it was very sad. And she did not start from the Sambisa forest. There was a journey, there was a process. She had family, she had people who loved her, she had a life, and to just cut short, like someone just came and interrupted everything. I cried so much. I have to review of this on my channel, so you can check it out. Thank you. I don't want to recount it right now. The book was really sad, and I feel like everyone should read this book, honestly. Number 9 says, name a book/books written by a Nigerian writer that made you laugh. A lot of them, because Nigerians have this really nice sense of humor. Nigerians really have this nice sense of humor, so you find yourself chuckling and laughing, and I really appreciate when it happens in books. When there's a sense of humor, when there's just when you're just laughing and reading, it's nice. So I would say, what's the name of this book by Lola Shoneyin again? The Secret Lives of the Four Wives by Lola Shoneyin. I was laughing a lot in this book. Then Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie's Americana. The sarcasm, there was a heavy load of sarcasm in that book. Then what other book again? There are many. Nigerians are funny people. I think I skipped a question. I skipped number 4, and it says. Then I'll go back to. I'm so disorganized. I'm sorry. I skipped the question. Number 4. What's your favorite fictional book by a Nigerian writer? This is the toughest question. Maybe that's why I skipped my mind. This is the toughest question on this list. Favorite book by a Nigerian fictional book. So I'm going to answer this question according to books that I want to buy, or books that I want, like that when I hear the author's names, I just know that this book is good and I'm going to get it. So I'm going to say anything by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, hands down. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, I already said this story before on my channel times and times again, is that Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie sort of opened my eyes to Nigerian literature, if I'm being honest. Why I said that Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie opened my eyes to Nigerian literature is because Nigerians, the way we thought, or the way we're exposed to literature is in a way that we do not see anything wrong with reading other books from other race or nationality or set in whatever country it is. Like should be set in Mexico, anywhere, we're always open to reading any type of book, okay? And most of the time, we kind of relegate African literature to the side, although a lot of people may not agree with this, but personally for me, that was my story because it's happening around me, so I didn't feel any need to actually immerse myself in African literature, except it's a recommended text in school. You get what I mean? So we're more exposed, or we lean towards more Harlequin books, more foreign books. We lean towards more Harlequin, more foreign books, more Sidney Sheldon, more Nora Roberts. You get what I'm saying? So when I read Purple Hibiscus for the first time, then I was in senior secondary, I was in SS1 in secondary school. That was my opening to African literature in the right way. After reading that book, it was not a case of I'm reading this because I have to read it for class. I read that book because it was African, it was Nigerian, and it was a nice story. So that was my opening for Nigerian and African literature. That from Purple Hibiscus to Marry Me, look around you, they are really amazing works you should try. So what should lead me to name 3 classics written by Nigerian writers that you think everyone should read in their lifetime. You can't talk about Nigerian literature without mentioning Chinua Achebe. Chinua Achebe is an amazing writer, and I think everyone should read Things Fall Apart. I also think everyone should read all books by Buchi Emecheta because you can also talk about Nigerian classics without mentioning her name. Yeah. So Buchi Emecheta's Joys of Motherhood especially. What books written by Nigerian writers will you like to see film adaptations of? I would say The Fisherman, because I want everyone to feel like I felt reading this book, because a lot of people do not like reading out there. So since you cannot get it by reading it, how I felt, my emotions, you get it by a movie. It's an amazing book, and I just want to see how it's going to be reacted on or adapted to movie. I want to see how raw the passion and everything is going to be played out on the big screen. So I would say The Fisherman. Then I would also say an orchestra of minorities as well. In fact, I think more filmmakers just go and meet authors, because these books are raw, undiluted truth and well written from Nigerian and African perspective, and it's very honest writing. So I feel like it's better to adapt books into movies. Honestly, that's my own take. Then Lola Shoneyin's The Secret of the Four Wives is already coming to our screen soon, so that's aside. I would love to see that. Then I would also say Fresh Water by Akwaeke Emezi. Just like an orchestra of minorities, I want to see how it's going to be put out, like the imagination coming to life. Yeah, so an orchestra of minorities and the Fresh Water, if it comes to my screen, I'll be eager to see it, because I want to see how the Chi will look like. We always watch movies that are based on Greek mythology, and we have these amazing writers that are embracing Igbo cosmology, that are embracing our African roots, our African stories, our African myths. So why not we just do what we have? Okay, like an orchestra of minorities plays heavily on the Igbo cosmology. The book is narrated by the Chi, which is the guardian spirit believed by the Igbos that every human has a guardian spirit, and it's called a Chi or a Kai. So I would like to see how it's going to play out. If you can watch Greek mythology, you can watch an orchestra of minorities, and you can watch Fresh Water. What genre would you like to see more of written by Nigerian writers? I would say everyone, all, because I feel like I was speaking to my sister the other day about this. Particular question, but I feel like there's a big gap that we need to really bridge. There are a lot of things that Nigerian writers can explore. Yes, there are writers who are writing fantasy, comics, that are writing all sorts of books, but I think that they need to be push more writers into these different genres. Romance, I feel like romance is actually very low among Nigerian writers. I might be wrong, but it's my own observation. It's my own observation. I feel like romance, especially, people should also focus on children books, because paving the way for the younger generation is very important. So books for kids, it's important. Then fiction books for kids is important. Then for fantasy, Nnedi is doing a great job in talking about Afrofuturism and African Judaism. She's doing an amazing job there. I feel like there can be more writers doing that. Okay, comics. I just feel like everyone, because the Nigerian country is loaded with so much potential, so much big brains, big ideas, big stories that are yet to come out. So I would say all across board. So Nigerian writers, there's no limit to the things you can write. Explore, smash those boxes. We're ready to read. Okay? So I feel like everyone. Okay. Then this is the last question. Oh, I feel so bad. I really enjoy this questions, honestly. The last question is what are some books, Nigerian books are on your TBR? I don't have any TBR for September, but excuse me. I'm back. I don't have anything on my TBR, but I just found out this book clocked 6 recently, and I have my own autograph here in this book, so you know that this book is special to me, and I know the author personally. Hint, hint. So I'm going to be reading this one as in commemoration, or is that one right? Celebrating this Letters from an Imbecile by Ufuoma Bakporhe. Yeah, you can get this book anywhere. It's 6 years old now, and it's a really nice book. This book explores a lot of themes. As you can see, Letters from an Imbecile. The letters is spelled with an A because the main character in this book is challenged, so she has issues with trying to catch up in school. So she writes letters of how she feels and her personal thoughts and keeps them. So this letter to my imbecile is an interesting book. Many people might feel offended that wow, call someone an imbecile. This is exploring the theme that is very important in this book, because from letters from an imbecile, when you say letters from an imbecile, because it talks about the labeling that society gives to people that are challenged. Okay, that oh, they're slow, they're no good, especially in the Nigerian society. Okay, they always say oh, the crippled or the imbecile or the all sorts of names. So I feel like this book really pointed the cursor for us to see that okay, there are people like this and they matter in society. So this book, 6 years old, so I'm going to read this one this month to refresh my brain as I celebrate 6 years of Letters from an Imbecile. I just want to go with my mood this month, but I'm going to read this one to celebrate. You should too. It's a nice book. And with that, I say goodbye to you all. It was a beautiful day, and I hope you enjoyed my reading tag. So, who am I tagging? I don't really have not much people that I can tag in this, so I tag you watching. Do you love African literature? Do you love Nigerian books? So please do this tag as well. Thank you to BooksWithRachelEyo for always remembering to tag me. I appreciate it. The only one remembering to tag me in anything. She's an amazing booktuber. She's Nigerian and she's very brilliant. So I would advise that you follow her, subscribe to her channel, watch her videos, and you won't regret it. Promise me. I promise you. So go and watch it and thank me later. Then with that, I'll say goodbye. I'll leave a link to her channel. I said this at the beginning, for why am I repeating myself? I don't know. Okay. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel. I always say I don't say this enough on my channel. Please, I would like to celebrate 100 followers or 100 subscribers as soon as possible. So please subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Subscribe to my channel. Like my video, share my video. I think I'm doing a great job. I don't know. So please, thanks. Until next time, goodbye.